It's been over 2 years since the Frederick Church of the Brethren felt God's call to purchase this land along Route 340 as a new location for ministry. And as with many of life's changes, each stage can be identified for how it moves us toward the ultimate goal of using this land to further God's work as a congregation. There have been several major developments recently, all of which have set the stage for the next phase of this journey, which is now upon us. One development has been financial.
We started out at the time we purchased the land with a silent campaign, I guess you'd call it, behind the scenes with just a relatively small number of families. And those folks were able to step up and pledge a little over $2.7 million, which is really an incredible response. Those pledges are still coming in. We've actually collected now over $2 million of that money has already come in.
But a project like this requires more than money. It requires people who know how to deal with government bureaucracy, and there's been plenty of that. An archaeological study, a wetlands study, compliance with the creek or stream buffer ordinance, and then the big one, Frederick County's recent update of the zoning ordinance, with new layers of restrictions on places of worship in agricultural zones that would have severely limited the congregation's options for the new land.
And so we put together a team of various church leaders in the county, and we had a 12-member board that met with the county planning staff, and then we riled all the churches in Frederick County. About 250 to 300 churches, were made aware of this, and it was about a 3-month process, and we got those layers abolished.
The decision of the Frederick County Commissioners was huge. It was really unprecedented for the commissioners to respond really this quickly. It seems like it took forever, but in fact, in terms of governmental decision-making processes, it happened quickly.
Just in this little start of what we've been doing, trying to get the access road, we've had some major hurdles that we've had to overcome. But right now, we've overcome those, and now we're in the process of the visioning process. We can truly look at the property and see that we can use it, and also we can start planning as far as a facility on it.
That process will build on the work done by the congregation's strategic planning team that developed a new strategic ministry plan for the church recently entitled Forward Together. Approved last year after significant input from the congregation, the plan identified 3 vision targets: deepen Christ's likeness, magnify God's gifts, and overflow with the Spirit's power. Various commissions, committees, and teams within the congregation are now busy implementing the various initiatives within the new strategic ministry plan. This plan is critical to our future, laying the foundation for any building and development we do on our new property.
The strategic planning team members are serving as liaisons to the various commissions and teams and committees within the church to help them focus on those initiatives, make sure that they know what they are, and to help them be accountable to those and move us forward into actually implementing those.
It's more than just buildings that are going to be on this land, but it's what is God's will for this piece of land? How is He going to bring others to Himself through this? And in doing this, we are instruments. And we've got to, therefore, again, and I just use that word, listen. And we've got to be attentive to His word as we are His instruments, and using this land to His purpose and to further His kingdom.
And it's important that we keep in mind all the time what our vision is, and it's published right here in our fellowship directory. Our dream for the future: we will multiply the number of persons turning to Jesus Christ by multiplying the number of opportunities for spiritual growth and for biblical outreach. Now, how are we going to do that? How are we going to accomplish this goal?
That's the question the congregation will be asking as it discerns God's will for what will be built on the new property. How specifically will our Route 15 340 property be used to fulfill the vision God has given our church?
We're at the point of beginning to look at some basic design options for the building itself. How is the building going to be laying on the land? We're looking at putting in ball fields, for example, where there's going to be. What's the parking lot going to look like? And we're sort of at that point where the basic architectural considerations are starting to emerge.
But it's important to stress all that has been considered to date is very preliminary. Nothing has been decided. Frankly, before we move further with any design options, many in the congregation will need to be involved. In addition, hand in hand with any design or plan for the new land is finding a way to make it possible financially.
And we'll be coming to the entire congregation in early 2010 and asking everyone now to step up and pledge towards the payoff of the land and to complete the bridge and the access road, so that then we'll be laying out before the congregation, though, really kind of some general plans of what we envision on the land and how that would be rolled out over the next several years. But we're going to have to take this one step at a time, and the step one will be to get the land paid off and get the bridge and the access road built, so that we then can move forward with what God's calling us to do.
The strategic plan has narrowed the focus of what God calls the Frederick Church of the Brethren to do with this valuable resource. With an invitation for all to make a commitment to fund this project comes the invitation to discover specific ways that God can use the congregation to further God's kingdom, to build on the rich tradition of the past, and to advance the work of Christ in the future.
So we have this beautiful strategic plan, which is really best understood as a ministry plan, but it's nothing if it's not infused with the Spirit of God. Everything in the strategic plan is about advancing that central mission, which is life change through Jesus Christ. Transformation of human life is really what we're all about. It's not about buildings, it's not about land, it's not even about a strategic plan. It's about Jesus Christ and how life can change holistically in all ways through Him.
God challenges us to put our trust in Him, that even in these times, I think He led us to this land. He has a vision for us as to how we'll utilize it to reach more people for Christ in this community. And I believe that if we're faithful, He'll be faithful and see us through as we move forward with the project.